Two incomes, twice the freedom, right? That's the story we've all been sold. A double income should mean a life of ease, affording you the finer things and a comfortable cushion for the future. But for many families, the reality is shockingly different. They find themselves working harder than ever, yet somehow feeling perpetually strapped for cash. Consider the Smiths. Both Sarah and Tom have successful careers, bringing in a combined income that places them well above the national average. Yet they're drowning in debt, constantly stressed about bills, and feel like they're running on a never-ending treadmill just to maintain their current lifestyle. According to a 2023 report by the Federal Reserve, nearly one-third of Americans would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 at expense. And this isn't just limited to low-income households. Many dual-income families, despite earning significantly more, are just as vulnerable. This begs the question, why? Why does the promise of financial security so often elude those with two incomes? What forces are at play that transform the expected abundance into a constant state of financial anxiety? We're going to explore the concept of the two-income trap. We will delve into the hidden costs and societal pressures that often negate the benefits of a second income. We'll examine how increased expenses, lifestyle inflation, and the relentless pursuit of keeping up with the Joneses can lead to a precarious financial situation, leaving families feeling more burdened than blessed. Let's dissect the hidden costs lurking beneath the surface of the two-income lifestyle. These aren't always obvious, but they exert a significant pull on your finances. First, consider the unavoidable surge in fixed expenses. Housing is a prime example. With two incomes, the perceived affordability increases, often leading to the purchase of a larger home in a more desirable and thus more expensive neighborhood. This translates directly into a larger mortgage, higher property taxes, and increased insurance costs. Essentially, you're leveraging both incomes to qualify for a more substantial financial commitment. Then there's childcare. For many dual-income families, it's an inescapable necessity. According to a 2024 study by Childcare Aware of America, the average annual cost of center-based daycare for an infant ranges from $9,000 to over $24,000, depending on the state. This single expense can easily rival or even exceed the cost of college tuition, effectively negating a significant portion of the second income. Nannies offer an alternative but often come with an even higher price tag. Transportation also sees a dramatic shift. The convenience of two working adults often necessitates two cars. This doubles fuel costs, insurance premiums, maintenance expenses, and potentially car payments. What might seem like a minor convenience quickly adds up to a substantial drain on the household budget. Finally, convenience spending becomes normalized. With less time available, dual-income households often rely on eating out, pre-prepared meals, and cleaning services to alleviate the burden of daily chores. While these services offer undeniable convenience, they come at a premium. Studies show that families who frequently dine out spend significantly more on food than those who primarily cook at home. Beyond these fixed expenses lies the insidious phenomenon of lifestyle inflation. As income increases, spending habits tend to expand proportionally. This is a subtle but powerful force that erodes disposable income. What was once considered a luxury gradually transforms into a necessity. Upgraded cars, designer clothes, and expensive vacations become commonplace, blurring the line between needs and wants. The keeping up with the Joneses effect further exacerbates this trend. Social pressure to maintain a certain standard of living intensifies when surrounded by other dual-income families. The competitive nature of consumerism in affluent circles drives individuals to spend more in an attempt to project an image of success and affluence. This constant comparison can lead to a cycle of escalating expenses and a feeling of never quite measuring up, regardless of income. But let's pause for a moment and consider the opportunity cost. This is the value of what you give up when you choose one option over another. In the context of dual-income households, this often relates to career choices and family life. The pursuit of two careers can limit personal growth, hinder entrepreneurial opportunities, and, perhaps most importantly, impact the time available for family. Now, let's confront the harsh reality of the debt cycle. The pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle, fueled by inflated expenses and the desire to keep up with peers, often leads to a reliance on credit cards and loans. What starts as a seemingly manageable debt can quickly snowball into an unmanageable burden. High interest rates compound the problem, trapping families in a cycle of debt accumulation that becomes increasingly difficult to escape. A 2023 study by LendingTree found that the average credit card debt in the US is over $6,000, with many families carrying significantly higher balances. This debt not only strains finances but also creates a constant source of stress and anxiety. This brings us to the issue of financial fragility. Dual income households, despite their higher earnings, can be surprisingly vulnerable to job loss or unexpected expenses. The lack of a robust financial safety net, often a consequence of overspending and debt accumulation, leaves families exposed to significant financial risk. A sudden job loss for either partner can trigger a cascade of financial problems, making it difficult to meet mortgage payments, cover essential expenses, and maintain their accustomed lifestyle. The time crunch represents another hidden cost. Time, often our most valuable resource, becomes increasingly scarce in dual-income households. Both partners are stretched thin, juggling work responsibilities, childcare duties, and household chores. This leaves little time for financial planning, family activities, personal pursuits, and, perhaps most critically, self-care. The constant pressure and lack of downtime can lead to burnout, strained relationships, and a diminished quality of life. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Family Psychology found that dual-earner couples report higher levels of stress and less satisfaction in their relationships compared to single-earner couples. This lack of time often translates to poor financial decisions, as there is little opportunity to thoughtfully analyze spending habits, create a budget, or explore investment options. But what if we reframe the narrative? What if the perceived necessity of two incomes is actually a choice, and a single-income household offers a viable, even preferable, alternative? Let's consider the often overlooked benefits of having one parent primarily focused on home and family. We need to acknowledge the inherent value of a stay-at-home parent. This isn't about antiquated gender roles, it's about recognizing the significant economic contribution of childcare, home management, and the provision of emotional support. Consider the sheer cost of replacing these services. As we mentioned earlier, childcare alone can easily consume a substantial portion, or even all of a second income. A stay-at-home parent eliminates this expense entirely. Furthermore, they handle meal preparation, cleaning, laundry, and countless other tasks that would otherwise require paid assistance. The emotional benefits are harder to quantify, but they are no less real. Children with a consistently present caregiver often exhibit improved academic performance, better social skills, and greater emotional stability. A study by the Pew Research Center in 2023 revealed that a majority of parents, regardless of their employment status, believe that children are better off with a parent at home, at least until they reach school age. Moreover, a single income setup can unlock career flexibility and entrepreneurial opportunities for the working partner. With the primary caregiver handling domestic responsibilities, the other partner can pursue more demanding roles, take on additional training, or even launch their own business without the constant pressure of balancing work and family obligations. This freedom can lead to higher earning potential and greater job satisfaction in the long run. A study from the University of Chicago found that entrepreneurs who have a strong support system at home are more likely to succeed in their ventures. Finally, adopting a single income mindset often fosters improved financial management. With less money coming in, families tend to become more frugal, more disciplined in their budgeting, and more conscious of their spending habits. They are forced to prioritize needs over wants, cut unnecessary expenses, and develop a greater awareness of their financial situation. This increased financial literacy can lead to better long-term financial outcomes, including increased savings, reduced debt, and a greater sense of financial security. According to a 2022 report by Experian, households with a detailed budget are more likely to have higher credit scores and lower debt-to-income ratios. Okay, so how do we break free from the two-income trap and start building true wealth? It's a journey that requires commitment and a willingness to challenge conventional wisdom. But the rewards, financial security, reduced stress, and a greater sense of control over your life are well worth the effort. Let's start with actionable strategies for dual income households that want to regain control of their finances. The first step is meticulous expense tracking. You can't fix what you don't measure. Use budgeting apps, spreadsheets, or even a simple notebook to record every dollar you spend. After a month or two, you'll start to see patterns and identify areas where you're overspending. A recent study by Mint found that users who actively track their expenses save an average of $600 per month. Next, create a realistic budget and, crucially, stick to it. A budget isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices about how you allocate your resources. Prioritize essential expenses, set financial goals, and allocate a reasonable amount for discretionary spending. The 50-30-20 rule, and keep allocating 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment, can be a helpful starting point, but tailor it to your specific circumstances. Prioritize debt repayment. High-interest debt, like credit card balances, is a wealth killer. Focus on paying off these debts as quickly as possible, using strategies like the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. The debt snowball method involves paying off the smallest balance first for a quick win, while the debt avalanche prioritizes the highest interest rate debt to save money in the long run. A 2024 report by NerdWallet indicates that the average household carrying credit card debt pays over $1,000 in interest annually. Resist lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, avoid the temptation to increase your spending proportionally. Instead, consciously choose to save and invest a larger percentage of your earnings. Delay gratification and remember that true wealth is built over time through consistent savings and wise investments. Automate savings and investments. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings and investment accounts. This ensures that you're consistently saving, even when you're busy or tempted to spend. Consider setting up automatic contributions to a 401 or other retirement account through your employer. Many companies offer matching contributions, which is essentially free money. Now, what about strategies for transitioning to a single-income household, if that's your desire? This requires careful planning and a willingness to make significant lifestyle changes. First, create a transition plan. Don't quit your job without a clear roadmap. Determine how much income you'll need to replace, identify potential cost savings, and explore alternative income streams for the stay-at-home parent. This might involve starting a part-time business, freelancing, or pursuing other entrepreneurial ventures. Reduce expenses significantly. Transitioning to a single income typically requires a period of austerity. Cut out non-essential expenses, negotiate lower rates on your bills, and find creative ways to save money on groceries, transportation, and entertainment. Consider downsizing your home or selling one of your cars. Every dollar saved is a dollar closer to your goal. Build an emergency fund. Before making the leap to a single income, it's crucial to have a solid emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses in a readily accessible savings account. According to a 2023 survey by Bankrate, only 41% of Americans have enough savings to cover a $1,000 emergency. Explore alternative income streams for the stay-at-home parent. The internet has created a wealth of opportunities for earning income from home. Consider starting a blog, offering virtual assistant services, selling products online, or providing online tutoring. These ventures can not only supplement your income, but also provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment for the stay-at-home parent. In conclusion, escaping the two-income trap is about aligning your spending with your values and making conscious choices about how you allocate your resources. True wealth isn't about how much you earn, but how much you keep and how well you manage it. By tracking your expenses, creating a budget, prioritizing debt repayment, resisting lifestyle inflation, and automating your savings, you can regain control of your finances and build a more secure future. Remember, the key is to start today, stay consistent, and never stop learning. Financial freedom is within your reach.